always popping with the new things. You was so fly, you want my boo thing. Now you switching upon me, you don't look the same. How are we to ride if you ain't got no game? Most of the time, you're out to complain. Then you ask why things ain't the same. Your hair ain't done, your nails ain't done. If I'm the one, then why don't you try harder, baby?
Try hard.
Just like I ain't your lover lately. Baby, 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 baby.
You can't be serious, you can't be serious. You so delirious, you got me curious. When did it all turn around? When was the day that we drowned? You had me head first in the clouds. Now I'm falling head first to the ground.
You don't know what you got, not until it's over. How you gon' get well? How you when there ain't no water? So if you can't see how good I am to you, then baby you gon' feel what it's like to lose. You don't know what you got, not until it's over. How you gon' get well when there ain't no water? So if you can't see how good I am to you, then baby you gon' feel how it feels to breathe with no air, no air, no air, no air, no air. Oh yeah, how it feels to breathe with no air, no air, no air, no air, no air. Oh darling, how it feels to breathe with no air.
Yeah.
Niggas gon' be niggas. Well, I suppose ring don't change what you really know.
Tell me what you know, tell me what you know.
Tell me what you know.
Tell me what you know,
Tell me what you know. Niggas gon' be niggas. Well, I suppose if you wanna change what you know. Tell me what you know. Tell me what you know.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Your love. Know I would follow you anywhere, take a train, plane, car, again, baby, and I'm gonna find you there, cause you took my heart completely, captivate my mind, you read me, I've known nothing but sunny days since the day when you received me. God really knows how to make a situation turn around. May the sun rise high and I saw it, even with my face turned down. So many men made me feel like I was never good enough for them, and I was fed up, but you made me keep my head up, and I just cannot deny how many times you see me try, and you still hold my hand and you teach me to fly. Oh, your love, it feels like the highest heaven, heaven. Ooh, 'cause your love, it feels like heaven, heaven, heaven. Ooh, thought that I was at the end, but the truth was I was just beginning. Thought that I had lost it all, but in the sense I had found something. I wouldn't trade for the universe. Do it all again, I hit it first. So few people ever make something last. They look for what they lust for, and it runs out so fast. Made a lot of mistakes, but you look past it all. Don't expect perfection from me, proud even when I fall. But so many men made me feel like I was never good enough for them, but you were never. I guess your mama taught you better. No need to put me down so you can feel high. Cause together, my love, we can't touch the sky. It feels like the highest heaven. Ooh, baby, your love, it feels like heaven. Ooh. 'Cause so many men made me feel like I was never good enough for them, and I was fed up. But you made me keep my head up, and I just cannot deny. Many times you see me try, and you still hold my hand, and you teach me to fly. But so many men made me feel like I was never good enough for them, but you would never. Guess your mama taught you better. 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 'Cause baby, your love, it feels like the highest heaven. Ooh, 'cause your love feels like heaven.
Sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Hello. Happy New Week. My name is Muthoni and you're listening to Power Radio. This is She Talks. It's a show that airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Thank you for joining us this gloomy Monday morning now that the rain has decided to join the chat. We have an amazing show ahead of you today. We are going to be discussing some very, very important issues, especially in the medical facets of our lives. I'm very excited to get into that. We had such an amazing weekend. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Mvua ilikupata ukiwa upande gani? Were you in the house? Were you caught outside? Ulinyeshewa? Ama ulikuwa kaa mimi? Ulienjoy? Ulisikia tu mvua ukasema, pulls blanket. But I'm so happy it's finally rained because imekuwa ikitupatia pressure, hatujui kaa kutanyesha ama hakutanyesha. It was like one moment you think it's about to rain, alafu jua yenye inakupiga uko like, what happened? No, vetukua tunaka tukisema hii jua ni ya mvua, alafu arrive. Mvua haifiki. That's how it's been for the last couple of weeks. I think hii mwezi yote tumekuwa tu hivyo. Tulipata mvua tu kiasi, watu wakaanza kupanda mbegu. Imebidi watu wanamwagilia tu maji because the rain was not doing what it needed to do. But I'm so happy kumeanza kunyesha. However, najua watu wa Nairobi, mvua imewapeleka mbio. Remember, we are also on social media. So if you want to follow us on socials, ama unataka kujoin our conversations online, you can follow us at Power Radio. That is at PAWARADIO, Power Radio. Ama pia unaweza tumia hashtag She Talks on Power Radio. If unataka kujoin convo, uniambie kwenye unasikiza ukiwa. Ama pia uniambie like penye mvua ilikupata pia. That's also very, very important. For now, we are listening to Tufanye by Polaris.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Lakini sielewi dunia nzima uliona mimi mshenzi na itapia sijaiona na watu wengi na haya huna ukisema ni mapenzi na vile umejaa msatu
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That was Polaris with Tufanye, and I think that's exactly what the Health CS is doing. We're going to talk, Kidogo, about the health crisis that we are going through as a country right now. As you know, the doctors have been striking, and now there's like some new information that's come to light about the Health CS. I have to say her name right, Nakumincha. And let me tell you, this babe, one, you're giving babes a bad name. She's a bad seed. But there's info that has come out that apparently she actually doesn't have the degree she claims to have. She doesn't have, like, her papers have been faked. So those are stories that are circulating the interwebs today. And also, she had the audacity to say, anafikira amekuwa rapper, by the way. She had the audacity to say that the way people are calling her out is because watu wanamsikilia wivu. Mnanionea wivu. Meanza kuleta nyenyenye. Literally, those were her words. And I was like, who do you think you are? We wouldn't even know who you are, if we're being honest, if the doctors had not gone on a strike, if the interns had not been placed like they were supposed to. But what it shows is that, like, you're failing at your jobo, and then when you're being called out, watu wako like, by the way, ufanyi kazi yako, mbona haufanyi kazi yako, you start acting like hapa umekuwa rapa, ati mko na beef, watu wako na beef na wewe, uko like, hawa nitaki mema. No, you're failing at your job. Accept that you're failing at your job. And I like that I saw a story of the guy, the head of KMPDU, the one who's like the lead in the strike, was saying, doctors are professionals. You should stop addressing them at funerals. Literally said, stop addressing doctors in burial forums and political rallies because KMPDU is a professional body. Those were the words by Davji Atela. And they were directed to the CS, Susan Nakumincha. So now the question is, there's even someone I saw holding a placard, an intern, or actually a studied, let's say a doctor, a graduate, yeah, let's use that word. Alikuwa na hold a placard that says that, you know, the health CS has fake degrees and a fake diploma, and she's the health CS, but akona a bachelor in medicine and a bachelor of surgery, but they're unemployed. And I'm like, that's the disparity that we have to deal with in this country. Like, the irony of it all. Someone else suggested that maybe there should be an inquiry, or she should be reported for faking her papers. Like, there needs to be some sort of investigation because, one, how are you able to then get this job? Because if one of the requirements is to have these particular papers and you don't have them, how did you get the job? So there needs to be an anti-corruption type investigation into that matter, which ukifikiria, that's a very important thing. Kwa sababu wewe ukienda ku-apply jobo mahali, if you don't have the papers, hata upitangi the first stage of the interview, immediately it's like, without even the papers, we won't even talk to you. But kuna watu, they don't have the correct papers, but they're here, no one, failing at their jobs, because also hata ujui kazi yako ina entail nini, you don't even have the capacity to do it because you're not even qualified to be holding that said position. So, the other thing was, when there was all this drama happening with the doctors strike and them not going to work, and then she's calling on to other CSs are coming to her defense, trying to help her out. I'm like, how do you not know how to handle a situation within your ministry? It's the place, it's the thing that you're in charge of. You're literally the cabinet secretary of health. But one, it shows you're not even qualified enough to hold that position to begin with. And then now, instead of just being like, okay, I'm not qualified for this, what you're doing is you're behaving like you're a celebrity out here. Being like, people are just being haters. We don't know you enough to even hate on you. You are not someone we would have anything to hate on to begin with. Just do your job. That's all people are asking. People are just saying, do what is right. Place these interns. Because at the end of the day, the budget has already allocated for this. So how are you not doing? And where is that money going? You're not doing the job. The money has been allocated. Where exactly is this money going? That's the story from In the Threads. When we come back, we'll look at the papers and see what's been happening before we check out what happened this past weekend. For now, here's Wilding by Maya Amolu.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
One step falling, all I ever wanted. 2 shots deep in, rolling endless debate. 3 wishes, tipsy, telling me you miss me. 4 walls broken, flooding gates are open. I thought that you were selling me dreams, but I'm okay with the sleeping. Things that I needed. The way that we be moving and coasting, loving the motion, stuck in the moment. It's you that I'm holding. Baby, don't let go. Don't let go. You can take me out to space. Oh, we're wildin'. The levels peaking over 100,000. Sweetest little taste. Vision's cloudy, but that's okay, we're cool. As long as I have you. 5 times, call me. Your spirit is shining. 6 stars align, all in perfect timing. 7 days a week, started getting dizzy. Ain't that, yes please, you the silver lining. I thought that you were selling me dreams, but I'm okay with the sleeping. Things that I'm needing. The way that we be moving and coasting, loving the motion, stuck in the moment. It's you that I'm holding. Baby, don't let go. Baby, don't let go. You can take me out to space. Oh, we're wildin'. The levels peaking over 100,000. Sweetest little tastes. Vision's cloudy, but that's okay, we're cool. As long as I have you, you. It was just you and I, yeah, on the coldest night.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
Si kumbe wangasweta, kumbe hukuweza ningori. But I'ma call you later, tell you all about it. Nina mismo tura, smoky pasua, avocado ya group of schools. Cause it tastes different out here, and I miss you when you're not here. Me really call my due, lying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Me really call my due, flying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Yeah, 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 yeah. Aki Wendy, ningekuletea fenti, si ati ni juicy pendi, bagi imejaa, nimetumwa na watu wengi. To my lover and my sons, I'll be home soon. Nina means to kilala in the afternoon. After church to keep it Kikuyu. Can't wait to come home and hold you. Mimi ni koma juu. Flying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Mimi ni koma juu. Flying, grinding. Tell you when I come through. Oh na 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 na, oh na na. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
That was Fee with Maju. We'll be talking about her in a while. But before we get into that, we will be looking at the papers to see, what's been happening. And I see, like, on the front page of the Standard today, they are saying that in terms of welfare, that the state is closing children's homes and reuniting families. So it says that there's a move to shut the homes. The move to shut the homes is informed by research that indicates the institutions do more harm to the child, with many turning out worse than their age mates. And when you follow up on that, on page 5, apparently it says that studies show children who grow in children's homes have low IQs and stunted growth. And I'm like, wow, that's actually alarming when you think about it. And then now I was wondering also, because growing up, I used to hear about children's homes, and mostly they were like for kids who've probably been abandoned or don't have any family and they don't have anywhere to go. But it looks like these days, there's people who actually just take their kids to the children's home because they can't take care of them themselves and such. So I see here that there's a quote, there's an excerpt from the paper that says, a children's home is like a magnet in the community that pulls needy families and children to think that it's the only solution to the problems they are encountering. Poverty should never be a reason to separate a child from their family. I completely agree with that. So there's a little data that's shared over here. It says that there's over 850. That's the number of registered private charitable children institutions. I think one of the problems I often have with these things is the fact that they are used to, there's people who use them as a means to make money. And what's on a show up in like places where there's like, it's like low income places, and then set up a children's home there. Then they use those kids for funding and things. But most of the time, unapata hawa watoi, they're not actually getting the help they would need. They're not getting the education. They end up becoming like a means to an end for someone else. I've always had a problem with Kwanzaa, those ones that are started by foreigners. I'm like, back home, and I don't know if anyone has watched this. Come on, may watch. It was called what? Savior. What was it? There's a documentary that was done in Uganda, The White Savior, and it's about a girl. I wouldn't even say a woman. She was like 18 when she just showed up and started acting and behaving as if she was a doctor, and people kept bringing children to this home that she had started, and people were dying. But you see, when you look at it from the lens of, see, when you're ukiangalia uko like, oh my God, this is so wrong. You're taking advantage. The people in the community wako like, alisave watoto wengi, atuhesabu wenye walidai. And it's because these people are in such dire need that they will take the littlest amount of help haijalishi how small it is, as because for them wanna feel at least there's someone doing something. It doesn't matter that this person is not qualified enough to do this, haijalishi. So I always look at things with I look at these things with a, like they definitely need a pinch of salt. And now that the government is planning to shut down these homes, my question is, okay, kuna watoto wenye they'll have to go back because they're just coming from families that can't afford certain things. But now what happens to the ones who say don't have family? Wanapelekwa wapi? So let's say the orphans. What happens to the orphans? Because according to this article, there's 3.6 million of them. What happens to the orphans? It says 8 million children around the world live in institutional care. That's a really, really high number. So my question is like, okay, it's one thing to say, yeah, we're going to shut down these institutions, but can you also offer solutions? Because I think Gavetu mistake kubwa ina makingi is the fact that doesn't really offer solutions. They come and they say, close this thing down. They close it down, and then it's like mnaachwa mjipange. So for me, that one is a bit. I get the importance of saying, yeah, we're going to close this down, but also don't just leave people evil. If watoto wanapelekwa huko because kwao hakuna chakula, it's the same way where there's certain kids who started going to school because walikuwa wanajua nikienda shule, at least I get one meal a day, right? So that was a solution. It's like to get more people in classes, we are going to offer them a meal. So find other solutions as well, because clearly these homes are sort of filling in a gap. Kuna gap imeachwa and someone has taken the charge to fill it. So gava fill your gap, then there would actually be no need for these homes to begin with. When you look at the Business Daily, there's a portion of it here that I saw where they're talking about working out. And the reason that I looked at this is because I saw Habida. It's been a while since nione Habida. Habida ule was Sunshine. You are my sunshine. Wakona the Business Daily, the section for life. They're talking about gym therapy. Now walikuwa naongea to Habida. And it was written by Cinda. So she find, but also I'm like, Habida did like one song. So do we like call her a singer? Ama like, because it says singer finds sweet. Because me, I only know that one song. She didn't stick around in music because I would be curious to know what she's been doing since then, because that was over 20 years ago. Nizataka kujua what she's been up to for the last 20 years. But yeah, they've been talking about this story is talking about the beauty about working out and that it fixes a whole lot of things in your body. So they're talking about gym as a form of therapy. Maybe that's something you can check out as well. Mimi acha nikwambie, nakwanga na shida ya working out. Now I'm like, life inanipeleka mbio alafu nijikimbize tena kwa gym on a treadmill. The Daily Nation has a picture of some things that happened over the weekend on the corporate type thing is. I see here that the staff of Joyful Women organization posed after the organization emerged the winner for the best gender lens development program category during the 6th annual DR Awards. That's DIAR Awards. Joyful Women is a flagship program under Mama Doing Good. Oh, Mama Doing Good. That's the organization. The organization that delivers the CSR programs for the Office of the First Lady of Kenya. I have thoughts. I have many, many thoughts. One, hata sikuwa najua kuna a whole department ya Mama Doing Good. Sikujua. And they have a whole CSR department. Must be nice. But I didn't know that there was Gender Leads Development Program. That's sometimes na feeling ni kama we throw words together to just come up with things to look like we're doing something. My opinion. When we're looking about things about equality, nini, sometimes na feeling ni kama nikatu nile people want to look like mnafanya kitu, but in truth, is it was decided the people they're actually supposed to help. But that's it from the papers today. Let's listen to this time and then we can come back and do a weekend roundup.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Taurus music. Girl on the spots.
My God.
It's that time of the year again. I wish it would never end. Making choices that we regret. I can't kiss it but die. And we are young at the short time. Older for long now. Now more down our soul. Down our soul, God. This time tonight, finally come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get in the vibe. Ooh, I wanna feel alive. Tonight, finally come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get in the vibe. Ooh, wanna feel alive. Party all day.
Tukiosonga na tunywa nzovi. Come vibe if you're feeling lonely. Come on, go happy, don't be sorry. Epiko wapi leta mode. We believe in la vida loca right here. Moto inawaka so joto na pe. I wish ungesikia vile mimi nasikia. We believe in la vida loca right here. Kipopo lazima tukeshe. Yani lazima tucheze. Yani lazima iweze. Igenje kuja tutese. Kipopo lazima tukeshe. Yani lazima tucheze. Yani lazima iweze. Igenje kuja tutese.
Come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get in the vibe. Ooh, I wanna feel alive. Tonight, come on this time. Just wanna free up my mind. Just wanna get in the vibe. Ooh, I wanna feel alive.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Jealousy, always comparing myself to you. Sometimes I feel like I overdo. Sometimes I feel like I'm over you. Sangin I feel like I have no clue. Sangin miwaga moods. Sometimes I act a fool. Sangin ninachoma sana. Sometimes tunakosana. Sometimes I act too cool. Sangin you act a fool. Sometimes you drive me crazy. I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, consistency, consistent, consistent, day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently. Anxiety, naanza tabia za self-sabotage. Naanza tabia za overjudge. Naanza kujifungia, naanza kujikazia. hiyo nafunga hisia. Sometimes I feel so blue, sometimes I have no clue. Saa ingine unachoma sana, sometimes tunakosana. Saa ingine ninapotea, sometimes unanikosea. Sometimes you drive me crazy, I swear I drive you crazy. Consistent, consistency, consistent, consistently, consistent, consistency, consistent, consistent, day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day, day, day by day, 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 day by day. Consistent, consistently.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
That was Consistency by Muthoni, Drama Queen. I really, really love this song because na feeling it too, there's like a certain vibe it has, and then it's like a really, really good reminder. Like when she talks about self-sabotage, judging yourself. Eh? Same, girl, same. But I think in a serving is a really, really good reminder that sometimes kuna hizo moments, unafikanga moments unafeel like, hapa kuna kakitu, but you just have to keep going. Over the weekend, nilikuwa kuna story nilikuwa nawachapia before the weekend came. I told you there were these 4 amazing female artists from the 254. Walikuwa wame put together a show called Songs in Harmony. That was Mothaka, Chemutai Sage, Rubinina, and Fee. Mimi nilienda hii show. When I tell you, it was amazing. It was amazing on so many levels, and I can't wait for them to do it again. Wamesema wanatupatia show ingine. I'm very excited for that. It was a really, really good show. They did a great, great job. Sets zao zilikuwa on point. Alafu ilikuwa, what I liked about it, collaborative, because all these different women have their own songs. They haven't collaborated with each other much, ndo tu wameanza, but the fact that they each brought in their audiences to share with each other, I really, really love that. Juzi nilikuwa naongea na beshte yangu about, we're discussing about collaboration within the creative industry, na venye sometimes inakwanga hard to collaborate with certain people because hakunanga like your good faith, ama unajipata especially kawe ndo msanii unafeel like you're being taken advantage of, ama you don't get something in return because people are just like they're using you. So it was really, really lovely, and kitu nilikuwa na notice ni like ulikuwa unaona like the different fans for one artist, but like haimaanishi ati when the other one ana perform tunatoka nje or anything. No, it was like an introduction. It was 4 women introducing all their fans to each other, which was really lovely. Kuna watu wako wanajua Muthaka, but now thanks to Rubinina, someone knows of Muthaka. Kuna mtu wako anajua Sage, but now thanks to Fee, anamjua. There's, like, thanks to that, I think it was such a lovely event. Because mimi, I didn't know about Rubinina until I saw the poster. Nikaenda nikaanza kucheck out ngoma zake, and I was very impressed. I was like, oh wow, how come sijasikia udem before? And I even told her when tukisalimia wasanii, I was like, oh, I'm so happy mlifanya hii kitu, because now I'm like, I've gotten to know you and know your work. So that was such an amazing thing. Of course, we'll keep sharing when new events are coming, some creatives you can definitely support. Lipatana huko na some amazing poets wenye sijaona in a while, kina Murathe. Ilikuwa vibes bana, ilishika, kina Mufasa walikuwa huko, Nyangemi was there. It was such a beautiful night. Na hongera to these women for putting this together. I know they intend to do more, and they intend to do it with even more artists. Hongera tena sana, na mkifanya takuja tu, will come support. We have to keep supporting our local talent because we have such amazing talent, na saa zingine issue inakwanga tu hawajulikani. Sometimes that's the problem. So congratulations to Chemutai Sage, Fee, Rubinina, and Muthaka for Songs in Harmony. You guys did a great job. and we look forward to the next one. That was the event that I wanted to spotlight because at least hiyo nilienda. I'm sure there was like a couple of other things happening, but najua this coming weekend ndio where all the things are going to be happening because it's a long weekend, Juni Easter. So I hope mko tayari mmejipanga kwenda kusherehekea towards the weekend. But yeah, that was our weekend roundup. For now, here's OTD by Njirai.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
It's been a long time, ni kama you're moving on fine. Nataka well, kuje home sometime. We sip some wine, and if it's fine, after I'll make you sing a love song. I promise you will sing it with me all night long. I know you know I feel away. I wanna say, baby, nah. Ukitaka feature haya, shika simu niko. I've been waiting, ni kweli. I think about you on the daily. Ni kama nilizama, nikashikwa tu na tamaa. Ay baby, ni kweli. I think about you on the daily. Story nimesikia, tulikuwa fun times na Lydia. I know your lies, so I don't mind a compromise. Ni wewe niko after, rasta master, OG gangster. Nivutie faster, nirudie tafadhali. Each day is the same, I call your name, so ukitaka feature haya shika. I've been waiting, ni kweli. I think about you on the daily. Ni kama nilizama, nikashikwa tu na tamaa. Ay baby, ni kweli. I think about you on the daily, yeah. Think about you on the daily, yeah. I think about you on the daily.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up. From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Wasn't long ago I swore I wouldn't love you, but here we are, here we are. Oh, and it hurts so bad. I swore I wouldn't want to, but damn, you pull me close. I forget who you are, who you are. Oh, and who loves you? Loving you must be the hardest thing for me, and loving me must be the hardest thing for her to see. Loving you must be the hardest thing for me, and loving me must be the hardest thing for her to see. But nisha potea, I'm lost inside your love, oh baby, nisha teleza. There's no going back, and no, you only halfway there. How could I move on from you? No, how could I move on from you? Nisha potea, I'm lost inside your love, oh baby, nisha teleza. There's no going back, and no, you only halfway there. How could I move on from you? No, how could I? Loving you must be, loving you must be, no, loving you must be. And we're too far to backstroke, and we're too deep to reload. I'm so high, I'm so high, I'm so high. I'm scared to call it false hope, too scared to back and go. But I'm holding on, I'm holding on, I'm holding on. Loving you must be the hardest thing for me, and loving me must be the hardest thing for her to see. Loving you must be the hardest thing for me, and loving me must be the hardest thing for her to see. But nisha potea, I'm lost inside your love, oh baby, nisha teleza. There's no going back, and know you only halfway there. How could I move on from you? No, how could I move on from you? Nisha potea, I'm lost inside your love, oh baby, nisha teleza. There's no going back, and know you only halfway there. How could I move on from you? No, how could I? Loving you must be, loving you must be, no, loving you must be.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
This morning nikikam kwa Ofe, it rained yesterday. Sijui kaa kwenye kulinyesha. Nairobi kumenyesha. Expressway ilikuwa imejaa maji, imeflood. Problems we have in Nairobi ni drainage system. The drainage system in this city is terrible. And it goes back to like colonial times. It wasn't built to hold the capacity in a hold sizing. So when it rains, Nairobi is just disastrous. So tukikam, there's the matatu I was in, the guy akaenda tumeenda tumefika mahali, there's so much traffic because the road is terrible, and karao mwenye alikuwa na control traffic in that area akaambia okay, piteni hivi, mpite wrong side, mwende mpite pale underpass mwingie Waiyaki way. So I was coming from Kikuyu. Venye tumeenda the underpass, tumwambia tumie tumefika hapo kwenda kupanda, like gari imeshindwa kupanda. It's so slippery, kumenyesha, inateleza. So now we ended up going back to drive wrong sides from Kikuyu all the way to Regen. Doenda to me the other underpass. And I was like, ni nini mbaya na sisi as a nation? Because I'm like, sahi yezi kuwa bado watu wanapromisiwa better roads. Better roads imekuwa wimbo since independence na bado hapa tuna deal nayo. Expressway, nimeona video, expressway ilikuwa imeflood, magari zimejaa maji jana, because it really, really did rain. So I'm like, hey, sometimes yenyewe, unaangalianga, alafu at the same time, the governor ndio anakuja anaanza kuambia watu ati, because guys in Kile have been complaining about venye manyumba, okay, not Kile peke yake, let's just say Nairobi. Kumekuwa tu na high-rise apartments kila kona, so hakuna green spaces, miti inakatwa. And this person was like, tulieni, I'm going to make a 25-story building. So I'm like, with this drainage system, sir, are you certain? Are you sure? Yeah, it's Zukuti love.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Road trips and young romances, breakups and second chances, our rhythm steers through all these years. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat only forever. If love is a drum, you are my drummer. I'll dance to your beat. My Sukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My Sukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one ding ding and the boom boom boom, adding my tick tick, then it's me and you. My Sukuti love. to your beat. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Bringing the one din din and the boom boom boom, adding my nyatiti, then it's me and you. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? Is it good for me? Is it good? If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action word. You can never give it to me too much, too much. My isukuti love. Is it good for me? My isukuti love. If you wanna know the power of my love, it's not a feeling, it's an action. My isukuti love. Give it to me too much, too much.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
That was Mayonde with Isukuti Love. This is She Talks on Power Radio. You're hanging out with me, Muthoni Gitao. And we are about to get into a conversation in the second hour of the show. And today we'll be talking contraceptives. We're going to be talking about the fertility rates in Kenya and globally, because apparently women are refusing to give birth anymore. And I love it for us. But yeah, let's get back. When we get back to the second hour of the show, that's what we'll be talking about. But for now, let's listen to some music. We have Pretending coming right up by Brandy Maina. And after that, you'll be followed by Sunshine by Muthaka. And then Nyumbani by an artist I discovered yesterday called Amaratari. See you on the other side for this amazing conversation.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
The muffin, no clue about the fire that you had to go through to become you. Itafunika tuni World War II. The muffin, no use. What does a man make a cure? Everybody else apart from you don't know what you've gone through. Says your words are powerful. When you do the impossible, they feel bad, they feel low. Tangu ningize mguu ndani ya hii industry ya wengi wana uchungu, walingiza baridi miujifanyaga danda, usidhani sishiki, lazima nitaprove chaguo langu mziki, mziki. The truth is that they really don't care everything about them. Faking when you're there, they be wolves in cheap clothing. People be pretending. The truth is that they really don't care everything about them. Faking when you're there, they be wolves in cheap clothing. People be pretending. People be pretending. People be pretending.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Sunshiny days keep me in a daze. Try to find the ways I can't escape my mind from thinking of you. hands intertwined deep in mine, deep in mine. Thinking of the words that I'll say right now to make you mine, to make you mine. And these words are forever in my head. Try to match the feeling that you gave me. And each day I'm praying you find your way and love me like you made my heart. These words come as they go, and people do the same, but I can't resist you. Now when you look at me like that, even though the winds may change and clouds turn to gray, you and I will stay. Sunshine, sunshiny days, sunshine. Sunshine, sunshiny days, sunshine. Sunshine, sunshiny days, sunshine. Sunshine, sunshiny days, sunshine. Sunshiny days keep me in a daze, trying to find the ways I can't escape my mind from thinking of you. And I tried to rearrange the letters in your name to spell out my fate, but I can't stop my heart from beating.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
Watch me closely, steady now. Hold me close, I'm getting weary now. Tie my hands up and tell me I'm free. You tighten my noose and tell me to breathe. I am a prisoner of your cowardice, shackled to the fear in this place. The once held happiness holds me. Oh, naja nyumbani, naja nyumbani, naja nyumbani. Naja nyumbani, naja nyumbani, naja nyumbani. Naja nyumbani.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
That was Nyumbani by Amaratari. I discovered her yesterday as I was choosing music for today's show, and I was very, very impressed. Nikasema, hey, lazima tumskize. So today we will be talking about contraceptives, women choosing not to have children, or, deliberate and intentional childlessness. But we'll be talking about that in a few. For now, this is the second half of the show where all the cool conversations happen. So if you want to join us on the conversation, you can do that on Twitter at Power Radio. That is PAWA Radio. And you can also use the hashtag SheTalks on Power Radio. We are also available on other social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Contact Tunaka. you can find us there. We also do have a live stream that happens on YouTube every time we're doing a show. So in case you want to engage with us over there, you're also very, 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 very welcome. So we'll listen to last name and then start getting into this conversation because ni kumoto leo. It is fire, fire, fire. There's a thread I just saw online of a 23-year-old explaining that apparently raising children is not that expensive. It's just people want to give their children a high life. That was very, very hilarious. Last name by Nikita Kering.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Our radio.
Circling down, don't even know. Looking for someone to get me out the door. You got me dumbfound. Need a bit more than telling me how we gon' be affected. Oh, there's something about the way you make me feel. Something about the way you made me kneel. Something about the way that we could be messing us up. Nearly got me waiting outside. You got me going. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like. Name, but you got me like, you better go sign a waiver, cause I'ma violate you and then more. Telling me how we gon' bang bang and get the ring more, doing less talking. So many try to get inside my feels, but nobody got it, but better sign that deal. Nearly got me sticking around, maybe there's something about you, something about the way you make me feel, something about the way you made me kneel, something about the way that we could be messing us up. Nearly got me waiting outside. You got me going. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like. I don't even know your last name, but you got me like.
Your kind of music, all day, all night, right here on your only station, Power Radio.
So the fertility rate in Kenya has been dropping every year. Haijakuwa steady, imeenda tu ikiteremka. It's been on the decline, and currently we are at 3. I want to give you the exact figures. We are at 3.29. No, not 29. Hapo nimedanganya, 19. In 2024, it's at 3.19. That means wakisema 3.19, it's like per family, the expected nini per woman child is like 3.19. In 2023, it was 3.24, and the year before that was 3.3. That's 2022. And in 2020, it was 3.5. Na si Kenya peke yake, by the way. In the UK, they're now at 1.3. And it's expected to drop. And supposedly, it's supposed to be at 2.1. Why is this happening? Women are refusing to actually have children. And it's coming down to the fact that to discuss stories like equality, child rearing, this burden often falls on women. Na imefika point, women are just saying, we no longer want to have children with the men around because men are not treating women like they're important. Men are not treating women correctly. So the women have just said, imagine, but la tushinde tukivurutana, I don't see the point of continuing your DNA. Sioni haja. So that's where we are. And there's even a whole movement. In Korea, they literally have an actual boycott. It's a proper boycott. Sisi wengine, it's just like in a cartoon, rates zinateremka. But slowly and slowly, I am meeting more and more women who are not willing to give birth. They're not willing to have children. And so we're going to talk about like how contraceptives, all these side effects and stuff, how they're all playing into these factors. Because I wanted us to touch on contraceptives kidogo, kwa sababu they are choosing, I don't know if you've heard of this, but there's women who are choosing to decenter men in their lives. So of late, one of the ninis, the contraceptives imekuwa tu not engaging. Inaitangwaje namba C ilikuwanga celibacy, ABC. Being celibate, women are not canoodling with men anymore. And also the other thing in lead to that is because when it comes to contraceptives that are in the market for women, ziko na side effects kibao. And it's like it gets to a point where you just get tired of all those side effects and you're like, hey, the best option is I don't want to use these contraceptives, especially like those oral ones. Sounds like I really don't want to use this because they mess up with your body. They mess up with things like your weight. They mess up, like they can even make you feel nauseated. I remember there's a time when I tried the pill. Oof. Anytime I would take the pill, I would have to give up an hour to 2 hours a day because I would get sickly from literally taking the pill. And I was like, hey, not for me. So kuna different options. Kuna hizo oral, na zenye si oral. There's the ones that are injections. So basically, when it comes to contraceptives, I think one of the biggest issues inakwanga the side effects. And nakumbuka, I think it was about 2 years ago, there was a contraceptive that was being formulated for men. And when they tested it, wakasema, oh, iko na two side effects. And then they were like, is it side effects is the reason we won't put this drug on the market. But compare the side effects on the male contraceptive that was proposed versus the side effects of the female contraceptives that are currently in the market, they were not even comparable. The side effects of the female contraceptives were like far worse, a lot more. And you're like, how do they even allow these things to be sold over the counter? How is it that this is the stuff that they expect us to pump into our bodies? So some of the contraceptives that people use, kuna IUDs, which are like inserted. When you hear women talk about how painful it is, I have never had an IUD, but I hear it's very uncomfortable. It can be painful. Sometimes you feel it. Even your partner can feel it during intercourse. So apparently it's not the bestest. Like it works. Yes, it does the job. But in the female body, it's very, very uncomfortable. When it comes to medicine, medical research, I feel like they neglect things that affect women a lot. Do you know that there's certain dawas that are never tested on female subjects? So inaekwa kwa market na haijatestiwa, na hii dawa ikitengenezwa, it's formulated for everyone. Everyone's supposed to use it. But wakifanya test, they just test it on men. One of the things zenye I've discovered in like very recent, and I was so shocked that this is the case. Symptoms zote zenye tunaambiango we look out for a heart attack, those are the symptoms in a male body. The symptoms of a heart attack on a female body are extremely different. But hardly will you ever see anyone talking about that. Even like in the research papers, they don't tell us what to look out for. So na feeling pia like the researchers let us down, because even in times when now research is being done, unapata squeezy like female scientists are like, okay, then we're going to have to do this for us by us because no one is doing it for us at all. So the different types of contraceptives out there, we have the oral ones. We have those oral pills. Kuna hizo implant, the ones zenye zinekanga kwa mkono. There's one that they inject. They have patches. And then there's the vaginal rings, IUDs, condoms for both, male and female. I've actually never seen a female condom. I've heard about its existence, but I've never seen it. I would love to see one. And then, of course, there's male and female sterilization. And that is like, it's more of on a permanent basis versus just if you're looking to do something else in the future. If you're looking to have children in the future, then they might not be the best option for you. When it comes to choices, so we'll go because we're talking about like contraceptives and choices. When it comes to choices, in this case, the choice is the choice to have children or not to have children. As I shared, there's voluntary childlessness that's happening in the world right now. and it's mostly being led by women. Women are saying they are no longer going to have children. They are refusing to have children. So one of the ways they're doing this is, one, they're staying away from men. Women are choosing to get their tubes tied, getting sterilized. Women are choosing to be celibate. And it has become more prevalent as times are moving. Watu wana, like imekuwa, I think the more watu wana discussing vitu, the more you discover by the way tuko wengi. Because I think sometimes when you don't talk about these things, unaweza kaa hapo kwa kona ufikirie, niko solo. But then you talk about something and then you unasikia msemi nako like, oh, same, unasikia mwingine same, unasikia mwingine same, and you're like, ah. So I know there's still some men and women who intend to and still want to have children. But also the other thing is, even the people who are having children, kitambo watu walikuwa na have watoi wengi, saizi wanaenda akireduce. Imefika point yenye unapata wase wako like, mimi once we have the one child, we are done, haijalishi. Kitambo, I think it was also a cultural thing, because kulikuwanga na hii idea, like, I don't know about the community you're from, but in our community, there was this katabia or culturally, like the first child is named after the dad's parent, and then the second child. So depending. So ukipata, let's assume umepata mtoi wa kwanza ananidem, ananemiwa after shosho yake on the dad's side. Alafu ukipata mtoi wa pili na ni dem, ananemiwa shosho yake on the mom's side. But if ukipata, tuseme mtoi wa kwanza ni dem, shosho on the dad's side, wa pili ni boy, guka on the dad's side. So there was that thing where in the naming system, so kuna time watu ulikuwa unapata they're having more kids because they're chasing naming particular people in their lineage. So mtu ako like, oh, I'll try for another one because nataka kupata so and so. So I think culturally, maybe that was one of the reasons why we had so many children being birthed. But nowadays, imefika nile point watu wana take vitu into consideration, like how are my finances, nataka mtu ya some shule inakaaje. And also pia nimefeel kuna wase wako ile point ya, I want to make sure mtoi wangu anapata a better life than the life mimi nimeishi. And I think that's a driving force for a lot of people. So instead of nikuwe na watoto watano and I know I can't give them a better life than I lived, I'd rather have one child and give them the best life naweza wapatia without stretching myself, basically. So basically that's what's happening right now in terms of kuna sasa wenye wame reduce the numbers, afu now there's the ones who are like, mimi nimechagua na nimeamua sitapata watoi. So wacha to take a small break, and then when we come back, tutaendelea. This is Kenoti with Nitangoja.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Love for you will forever stay the same. Nikiwa kando yako, I'm miles away. We'll be okay, and I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. We'll break down, 'cause it'll be some time before tushikane mikono. And I won't see you often, na siyo kupenda kwangu, ni mipango ya Mungu. But I promise that soon I'll be here to stay. If it's your love, I'm prepared to wait. Nitangoja, na sitachoka. There you are, nitangoja. No matter where you are.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Hello. This is Muthoni Gitao, and you're listening to She Talks on Power Radio. Leo tuna discuss voluntary childlessness, contraception, and penye tuko ni like the fertility rates in Kenya have been plummeting. Zinaenda tu reduce. So each year inaenda ikiteremka. So when they do the surveys and everything, wanaenda tu numbers zinaenda zikikuwa less. So it's happening because women have gotten to a point where wamesema hawataki kupata watoto. So one of the reasons that are being cited is like, one, they like lifestyles zenye wanaishi has the support. So kuna wenye wako like, me I don't even care much for this. It's like life yenye naishi saizi, mi nikisema ntapata mtoi, it would change my lifestyle and I'm not interested. So kuna wenye wako hivyo wako like, ai mi sitaki life yangu change. I like my life the way it is, ntaka kuendelea tu hivyo hivyo. And then of course now saa kuna wenye wako like, I don't like the way the world is structured right now. Sioni haja ya kuleta mtoto kwa hii dunia. And it's funny, when I was looking for different reasons women cite for not wanting to have children, Nime discovered that apparently 27% of adults in the US are choosing not to have kids. And in the UK, those numbers are getting even higher. Na nimewambia pia saizi Korea, it's like, saizi wameanzisha movement. Actually, it's called Before, I think, movement. And the women in Korea wamesema they are not bearing children. And to an extent, they are also not interacting with men. Hiyo ndo kitu ingine nilifind very fascinating. Wame cut ties with dudes. So they're like, they just want to live their single lives. Like they don't want to associate with men. So it's coming down to things like the way men treat women. So mtu ako like sioni haja ya kuassociate with a man, because also men have been socialized to view women in a very particular way. And unfortunately, this spans even beyond, say, akina Korea. Even here in Africa, men are socialized to see women in a very specific way. Juzi too, we were discussing reproductive abuse, and we were talking about this woman talking about how amechoka, she can't even rest, like paka mwili yake hana nguvu, but this man is still insisting, no, she still needs to have children, and he wants to have 22 children. And like I said then, and I'll say it again, of course she's the primary caregiver, right? And I was like, I can almost attest to the fact that I know that man hajui majina ya watoto wake wote. I'm sure kuna anawa confusinge majina, and it gets to a point where these children wako like, yeah. So I'm like, are we also taking into consideration quality of life? Because you also have to take into consideration quality of life. What kind of life unapatia mtoi ni very important, because ina determine specific things. Leo tu kwa gazeti tumeangalia, tumeona that poverty inafanya waseo literally wanapeleka watoi wao into children's homes. Not that these kids are orphaned. Mtu ako like, mimi I can't afford to feed myself and feed this child, so anapeleka huyo mtoi kwa children's home so that someone else can take care of the child because ya amelemewa. So when you look at hizo situation, mtu akiangalia kuko hivo, utakuwa like, hey, hapa mimi sioni nikijingiza. So ukiangalia hivi kuna options, unaanza kutafutilia options, uko like, oh, contraceptives, aya, ni gani naweza tumia? So one thing you should know also about contraceptives ni huwa zina behave differently on different people. So kuna mwenye anaweza tumia like a certain specific kind na haimsumbui, na kuna mwenye akitumia that exact one inamsumbua. Like for me, nilikuwa nasema, when I was trying to use the pill, it was making me sick. But mse mwingine anatumianga tu na life inaendelea. So now tumefika point yenye watu wanatafuta alternatives, because it's more important to be safe than umejipata in a fix, and now there's nothing you can do in that situation. So now nashanga, what are men doing to make things better or to change? Kwa sababu I think the worst part ni women have been complaining a lot about hatuna usaidizi, we're doing this on our own. And then instead of men pulling up their socks, wanakuja naanza kusema, oh, the problem is feminism. And women are just saying, we are tired of begging our partners to be active parents. We are tired of carrying this burden on our own. So instead of kubebana na huu mzigo, acha nijikate, badala tu niko hapa na struggle, let me just not participate. That's basically how this conversation is happening. And we're not saying that all dudes are not parents. No, we have some really good guys who are out here, active parents, and, they're doing the things that they need to do. But the other question is coming, is like, given the fact that everyone knows childbirth and parenting is a lot of work, why is it that even after all that work, women are still not considered the default gender? Women are the ones who are carrying on the race and the DNAs and continuing the human race, but still we're being considered a lesser gender. Why is that? How is that even possible? So that's the question women are asking. They say, if that's the case, by the way, imagine si lazima. It's not a must. Here is La Upendo by Njiru.
Power Radio. Tune in and power up.
Sijui ni nini iliniita kwako, umenishika moyoni, sasa mimi ni wako. Niliteguka nikakuangukia, sikuamini bahati yangu. Wewe ulilinda moyo wangu, ewe mpenzi wangu, ulilinda moyo wangu, ewe mpenzi wangu, ntawacha kuwapo ukiniwacha mimi. Mimi siwezi ishi bila moyo wangu. Nimeteguka, nimekuangukia,
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
You'll get through it because he's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, a new day, it'll get better. You'll get through it because he's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. You'll get through it because he's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. Sometimes it feels as though there's nothing working out in your life. And everything around you seems as if it's only out to take you down. But I'm here to tell you that great is His faithfulness. Every morning you'll get through it because He's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. You'll get through it because He's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. Ain't nothing that He doesn't know about you. He's got a plan and He said He'd never leave you. No word of His will ever fail. I know it will prevail. His promises for you, no doubt are coming true. His love is surely more than enough. You'll get through. You will because He's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. You'll get through it because He's got your back. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. Remember this when you're feeling down. He's got the victory and the battle's won. See everything work out for good. You best believe He'll never leave you. You're not alone. You'll get through it because He's got you. If you believe it will. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. I promise you. Get through it because He's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better. I need you to know because He's got you. I need you to know new day, it'll get better. You'll get through it because He's got you. Tomorrow is a new day, it'll get better.
From sunrise to sunset, all day and night. Power Radio.
That was Kendin Konge. Yes, she's a Nairobi babe. And that song is called He's Got You. We are discussing voluntary childlessness, the role of contraceptives, and choices that we are making. Sijueni nikifanya hii kitu. So the first one is like, there's people who just don't want this responsibility of being a parent. Wamesema kukua pero ni kazi mob na they just don't want to participate. Kuna wenye wanasema, I would love to have a child, but I fear not getting any support. So hii ina go back to hiyo situation yenye tulikuwa na discuss a bit earlier, where you hear you know the mom is the primary caregiver, so hapati hiyo support anahitaji when it's at home, akienda job, akifanya hizi vitu zingine, because atuishi zile times zenye watu walikuwa ati you are a stay at home, we are all working, households nyingi ni it's like watu wote wawili wana work, it's dual income. So kuna wasana feel hawapatiwi support, hakuna elements za I know my partner will be supporting me, I know my spouse will be doing their part. There's a fear in that, and utajipata the moment watu hiyo mekam ni wewe tu na ni wewe peke yako. And then kuna watu wanasema then they just like their lives the way they are right now, hataki kuongeza, hataki nini. And by the way, for some of these people wako partnered, they are not ati single. Kuna wenye wako single, but kuna wenye unapata even like as a couple wame decide that they don't want to change their lifestyle. They like their lives the way they are and they feel children would come, watachange kitu, so wataki. And regardless of venye tu bado wana nini, because there's still a lot of, especially in the African context, bado kuna a lot of judgment, especially towards women who do not want to have children. I say this as someone who's child free. I am one of those women. And yes, I have faced a lot of judgment in that regard. But sometimes mwambia wase, life ni yako. Wende unaweza jichagulia venye unataka life yako iende. It can't be on someone else. You have to make that choice for yourself. Na in truth, tukakuwa honest, a lot of us would not be here if our parents knew they had the choice. Mapero wetu walitupata kuza wako na choices. Wangekuwa na choices, some of us would not exist. Secondly, kuna pia hiyo aspect ya watu wanashinda kusema, oh, our parents used to have many children because they had to. Society ilikuwa, even though ilikuwa structured. Na hata when you look back, ikitu ilianza times of colonialism, having so many children was because when the white man came, walikuwa na insist wanataka watoi wengi because they needed people to farm the land. So the more children you have, the more workers they get. Now usisahau times akina slavery and colonization, kama your own, si wote tulikuwa nika mko property, right? So the children you have are expected to till the same farms zenye unawakia. So that was also one of the things. Haikuwa mostly on a cultural basis. Na saizi tukidiscuss about community na kaa venye wasa wanasema they feel like they're going to lack support. Ukiangalia, a lot of the people right now raising kids, unapata yes kuna wase their partners are not involved ama hawa participate. So your burden ina fall on someone else. And in most cases, the other person it falls on is another woman. It's never like another man. It's often another woman. So unapata either ni the mom of, say, the mother of the child. So their grandmother is the one who ends up taking up the extra responsibility. Their aunties. Inafika. So when people are trying to even build community, imefika to an extent where community is being built around that. But pia kuna watu wana feel, hey, this is too much for me because mimi sikuwa napanga kuparticipate, sijui mbona na involviwa, and then it just becomes imeanza kukua tu inatangwa just slippery slope. Tunaenda tu tukienda downhill. So me, I understand, I get it, I get why women are saying leave me alone, I will not participate, I don't want to be involved. I totally understand it. Kuna video dem flani alikuwa ameshare online. She's in the UK and she was talking about the same thing. And I mentioned the stats of how it is in the UK. And some questions ameuliza hapo zina make so much sense. Because one of the questions aliuliza is, what is the incentive to have children when we are not appreciated or valued for it? Right? Hiyo ni kitu moja. It's like, women are not appreciated or valued for having children. And then the second one, alisema, women are fed up. They don't like men. Why should we care if humanity goes extinct? I'm like, hiyo ni question important pia. Because I'm like, the same people who are treating women badly, it's the same DNA you want us to continue. You want us to continue this lineage. It makes sense. The math is not mathing. If men want women to be mothers, then then they need to appreciate and value women, which is so true. Kwa sababu ukiangalia kuna venye saizi research imekuwa tu wase wakisha, you'll notice that women are elevating, but men are staying in the same place. Hawataki kujieducate, hawataki kugrow, na hawataki kumove with the times. That's why utapata mse sahi anakuambia, oh, me, I want a traditional wife. One, you're not living in a traditional time. So, huwezi kuwa unaniambia, you want me to be a traditional wife at home, but at the same time, you still expect me to be a modern working woman. Those two things can't coexist. I can't be a modern working woman and a traditional wife all in one. A traditional wife does not go to the office. Let's just start there. So kuna hapo hivyo ka disconnect kanaendelea because women are saying, okay, ukiingia kwa life yangu, if you're not making my life better, point yako kuko hapa ni nini? Because I make sense. Kama unakuja kuni stress na bila wewe sina stress, if I'm still paying the bills, if I'm still going to work, if I'm still doing all these things, haja yako ni nini basi? Because hau make life yangu ikwe easier. haunisaidi hata kidogo. So now I understand why there's women who are choosing to get their tubes tied, get sterilized, because ako like ataki